What was once a bush somewhere along Entebbe Road is now Satellite City. Akright Kakungulu Estate, with modern buildings crisscrossed by a paved road network. The brain behind this phenomenal change is Anatoly Kamigisha, the proprietor of Akright Estates Limited. He says he admired this beautiful site because of its strategic location and vicinity to International Gateway Entebbe Airport.
We are just sandwiched by all big roads, the international roads. We have express highway, we have this old road, we are putting another road just after here, and also, so you can see we are sandwiched, we are surrounded by that very unique accessibility. And another thing is that we are not very far from International Airport, and we are not very far from the Kampala capital city. So, and also we have a cool breeze. With this place is we are in a peninsula. When you come from Zana and you are going to Entebbe, all this land going to Entebbe, we are in a peninsula. So we are now in the middle of peninsula. So we are not different from someone who is living in an island. That's why you can see the wind blows 360 degrees. It comes from this side in the morning, in the evening it comes from this side, it keeps on circulating. So at the end of the day we have very fresh air.
Together with his team, a master physical development plan was designed that has since transformed this jungle into a well-planned modern living estate, a model housing sector development in Uganda. The estate was launched by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni in 2006 and appreciated the good work and pledged government support towards the development of the project.
Akright Kakungulu housing estate. This estate is designed to have 9 villages of residential houses based on income. The estate is planned with business center, shopping mall, hospital, schools, nursery, secondary schools, including a polytechnic, golf course, and a hotel. The estate will also have a recreational center to be known as Park Alexander the Great, to cater for our entertainment, including a stadium, a museum, ecotourism, fish farming, horse riding, indoor games, and bird viewing. The estate's master plan also has an industrial park planned to handle export packaging, waste recycling and assembling. And an innovation center is equally planned as part and parcel of the estate. Future expansion is also put into consideration, bearing in mind that people of low income who are working in the project may create a slum. Therefore, we plan to establish planned, organized, low-cost housing for those persons who will work in lower positions within the estate. We thank you, Excellency, kindness in physically coming to see our humble development efforts. Wish you good health and pray that you continue driving this country to greater heights. Thank you, Mr. President.
And we are proud to be closer to you.
The author of this project, and all of you ladies and gentlemen. I therefore salute Anatoly Kamigisha for this innovative idea. In the past, of course, this approach was done by the National Housing Corporation, the parastatal. It is now the first time that private sector housing developers are involved. Now, Kamugisha has demonstrated one thing. Has demonstrated entrepreneurial skills. I always tell you that you need spectacles. You need entrepreneurial spectacles to have the eyes to see the opportunity. The opportunities are there, but people have no eyes to see them. Balina amaaso tebalaba, balina amatu tebawulira, obugagga weebuli naye abantu tebabulaba. Galibindi eziraba obugagga teziriiwo. Kati ono omuvubuka Kamugisha mulaba kati nti galibindi ze zikola. You can see how they have transformed a whole hill, a whole mountain. And therefore, I salute him to implement what I always tell you, okulembeka. Now, the government contribution. They're entitled to government contribution in the form of infrastructure. When I met Mzee Ntimba and Amatori Kamugisha, I told them that we can start by helping you to tarmac the roads in this housing district. But also, other aspects of infrastructure, for instance, take water works. Why should this man has built houses for Ugandans? Why should he be the one to provide water for them? That's for the government. So in that way, then the investor will now concentrate on the houses, not squander money on roads, on water, on electricity, because those are for the government. The government is going to provide those. Kati izuguddewo
congratulations and celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me.
Kakungulu Housing Estate has since had its modern dwellings occupied and bought by a number of people, as well as developing the infrastructure. The estate is now modernized with standard roads, electricity, water, schools, hospitals, recreational centers, a golf course, offices, communication infrastructure, security, and many more. A report on the review and progress of the implementation of the Akright City Master Physical Development Plan for the years 2000 to 2040 has been designed to guide on the future development of the city.
It results from the relevant observations and adjustments aiming at achieving a functional city by the year 2027. The report addresses the core activities of the set goals and objectives in a holistic approach, detailing the functions and obligations to be followed such that unwanted incidences are avoided along the course of action. It outlines the detailed field findings and work plan underlying the tasks of preparing the physical development plan for the city. The report articulates, among others, how the city has mobilized the communities to ensure maximum community participation in the implementation process. The report contains the reviews from the inception, planning, and the activities involved while developing Akright City. It contains the in-depth activities on the extent of planning works carried out by Akright Projects Limited in conjunction with the community and the local government apparatus. For a holistic and sustainable city development, the community, the developer, and the administrator, in collaboration with the local government, will ensure that the set guidelines and standards are followed and adhered to. This report is an important instrument that will help the beneficiaries to achieve the set goals and objectives. The potential benefits of this project, such as enhanced area accessibility, modern living conditions, social services and amenities, infrastructure, and a predetermined neighborhood, will be achieved following a systematic and well-coordinated physical master plan. The implemented project will create a functional and live city that is physically, socially, and environmentally sound and acceptable to all stakeholders, including the Uganda government. Development of Akright City as a model planned human settlement in Uganda, covering an area of about 1,280 acres under one master physical development plan, was a nightmare. A well-studied master physical plan for human settlement gives a large focus and vision of the future, and as much articulates a realizable big dream of human life improvements on basic needs that include food, shelter, clothing, medical, security, and time saving. A country or a community that is established on haphazard development will always waste resources at the worst and hide resources at best, making the would-be enough resources become scarce, and hence breeds the greed and corruption, and therefore thereafter experience confusion in the society with lack of peace and harmony, which in turn feed into the political instability and self-destruction. Any land in Uganda, especially the one near the Kampala city, is always encumbered with physical occupation of squatters who are protected by the law under Kibanja interest claims in the country's constitution. Akright city land, which was acquired from many landlords, but the biggest chunk being from the family of Kakungulu, was occupied by over 1,000 various peasants as squatters with both permanent and seasonal crops. But who is a Kibanja person? The Uganda's constitution defines a Kibanja person as a person occupying land and getting a livelihood from it in a way of growing food and having shelter on it. So it is his livelihood that is regarded as their interest in the land. His occupation does not matter whether it was done with the landlord's consent or not. Therefore, when a Kibanja person on a titled land when a Kibanja person is on a titled land, he is an encumbrance thereon. Thus, the landlord cannot do any development at all, nor can he evict them before compensation. In circumstances where a Kibanja person refuses to be compensated, then the landlord is stuck with his fancy multi-billion project. Akright projects did not survive the Kibanja interests, conflicts and encumbrances which are in thousands on various pieces of land purchased. As a result, Akright projects commissioned a technical team comprising land surveyors, physical planners, environmentalists, engineers and local councils who helped in the mobilization of the Kibanja people into accepting to relinquish their interest through direct compensation and or reallocation, as well as integrating some in the development project. But still there were unlawful diehards who stubbornly refused for the sake of frustrating development efforts. Engagement of the legal machinery to evict them became inevitable. And of course it meant heavy costs in terms of material resources and time. It is important to note that the majority of Kibanja people have a peasantry mindset with a non-economic cultural belief, as well as lack of practicing compulsory urban planning and organized human settlement policy since 1979 up to date. At that material point of frustration, we consider the success of Akright City in redeeming 2 square mile encumbrance-free land, all physically planned for organized human settlement, as well as organized infrastructure, an aspect of turning an impossibility into a possibility. The foregoing made the eighth human man-made wonder in human settlement that the scholars would consider a benchmark in studies needed to carry out further planned developments in the country and elsewhere. Therefore, the review will comprise plans, namely Grand Master Physical Development Plan, 2. Drainage Master Plan, 3. Water and Sewage Master Plan, 4. Energy Master Plan, 5. Comprehensive Security Management Master Plan, 6. Road Maintenance and Road Reserve Beautification Master Plan, 7. Transport and Traffic Management Master Plan, and finally, Garbage Disposal and Solid Waste Management Master Plan.
Now, at least this is now a success story because it's no longer a failure; it's a success story. And Rome was not built in one day. And when you are building a city, it cannot be. Even when you go to New York, in the middle of New York, I saw some empty plots. Even in England, there are some plots which are not developed. So, a city, when you are building a city, you cannot develop it like as if it's an estate. This is built as a city. However, this kind of development, the way we have packaged it, the way we are managing it, we are saying our vision is that we want our city to become one of the best, the best city where one can live as if you are living in these other modern cities like Singapore. So, what we are trying to do, we are saying, but our model, our benchmark, we are benchmarking it to Singapore. We are saying we are not inventing the wheel. We are saying we must catch up with Singapore because they had no resources, they had nothing, but everything was through innovations. And through innovation, they have managed to catch up. They have managed to put their city to be one of the best cities in the world. So where we have come from and where we have reached, I can see there is nothing can stop us. We are unstoppable to catch up with Singapore. government is supporting us. You know, it has supported us and it's still supporting us, and we are working with the government.
This success, however, will be more meaningful with the help of local government leaders from Wakiso, Kampala, Entebbe and government.